name, buddy.
This shaky footage wasn't captured by a film crew, but by the trembling hands of American farmers themselves. In a cornfield, golden with harvest promise, a dark tide suddenly breaks through. Panic ensues as the feral hogs scatter, trampling everything in their wake upon discovery. But for the farmer behind the lens, the shock has faded, replaced by a grim familiarity. Feral hogs, a relentless invasive force, are actively devouring the backbone of American agriculture. Every year, millions of acres, from corn and soy to grazing pastures, are wiped out. What you are seeing is not a rare accident. It is the brutal reality of a survival war that millions of farmers are fighting, day after day. To the outsider, feral hogs are simply wildlife. But to the American farmer, they are thieves stealing their very livelihood. In a single night of chaos, an entire season of blood, sweat, and tears can be utterly destroyed. For landowners with empty fields, the damage might seem trivial. But for grain farmers, their arrival signals the death of a harvest. That is why managing these populations is no longer just an option. It has become a mandatory mission to protect agriculture and preserve the peace of rural America. When the enemy evolves, farmers must become smarter. Enter the drop trap, a suspended steel solution and the definitive answer from American agriculture. Leaving behind the clumsy nature of traditional fixed traps, the drop trap is a mobile fortress, compact, agile, and ready to deploy anywhere. Operators can set the stage in minutes, watch silently from a distance, and wait for the perfect moment to capture the entire sounder. This strike fast, strike clean capability has made the drop trap a primary weapon on the front lines of hog management in the U.S.
Load of them right
there. And Tim may be from Alabama, but it's spelled the same way. We just don't know no different.
Today's perfection was forged from yesterday's failures. The earliest drop traps were primitive steel cages, relying entirely on manual labor and raw instinct. Trappers had to hide breathlessly close by, straining their eyes in the dark, betting everything on a manual trigger pull. It was a high-stakes game of wits. A split second too early or too late meant half the sounder would escape, and those survivors would learn never to be fooled by the same trick again. But limitations often breed innovation. The struggle of manual trapping paved the way for a technological takeover. Remote infrared cameras eliminated physical distance, giving operators an all-seeing eye from miles away. Combined with smartphone-triggered release systems, control is now absolute, resting in the palm of a hand. This perfect fusion of visibility, technology, and safety has ushered the drop trap into a new era, one where farmers finally reclaim the upper hand on their own land. When the trap slams shut, the job is only half done. Depending on the objective, operators may opt for live capture. Guided through transfer gates, the hogs are funneled into reinforced transport trailers. This process demands calm coordination and nerves of steel, aiming to minimize animal stress while eliminating risk to the handlers. Live capture offers critical flexibility, adhering to strict state regulations while serving specific research or commercial management goals.
We got all 15 in there, and then the other two, we're just hoping they're not close by watching. All right, drop time. Here we go. Cross your fingers. Bam.
However, where relocation is impossible, the end must come on site. This is not cruelty. It is a necessary responsibility. Operators utilize precise, close-range shots to ensure the process is as swift and humane as possible. There is no room for emotion or error here. It is a calculated, professional procedure. The ultimate goal is to eliminate suffering, ensure human safety, and most importantly, effectively halt the explosive spread of this invasive species. Looking at the bigger picture, the drop trap is not a magic wand. But with its ability to eliminate entire sounders in a single strike, it stands as the strongest shield farmers currently possess. It allows for rapid response, extinguishing invasive hotspots before they explode into uncontrollable plagues. In many parts of America, this is more than just a trap. It is the fulcrum maintaining the delicate balance between feeding the nation and protecting the natural environment. Pharaoh hogs won't vanish overnight, and this war certainly won't be won in a single season. But day by day, tools like the drop trap are helping farmers reclaim sovereignty over their land. What about where you live? Have you seen the signs of this invasive tide rising in your area? And how do you view the aggressive measures being taken to stop them? Let us know, because this isn't just an American story. It's a battle that could be unfolding right in your own backyard.